I am a paradox, because this is absolutely not a lie. Very much. If you have the time and you do listen to me, I will tell you everything about me that you want to know, everything about me that you don't want to know. So much, too much. It'll all pour out. I admit my problems to any humanoid in my vicinity, and for some it's not good enough, and yeah, there you go. But I am paradoxical, because I also have massive trouble being myself. Who am I? Enzyme, yeah. The head in the cloudy space freak who started out as a Justin Bieber wannabe. No, really, that is completely and utterly true as well. Singer-songwriter, self-producer, 6 years of work and dedication, working hard but not putting the hard work in the right places, and not working with the right people, or shunning the help when it was there, and everything, and going on Britain's Got Talent and doing all that, and dreaming, even though is it wrong to dream or right to dream, or it's such a mess and it's confusing, that doesn't help, and all of that. And it's just, born at the wrong time, should have been born in the 80s. Synth is not exactly popular, but there you go. Or I don't know, it's where I mark my words comedian. Nearly 4 years in comedy doing puns and one-liners, which isn't the rock and roll of comedy, because the rock and roll of comedy is the people who tell stories about their lives in stadiums, like John Bishop and Mickey Flanagan. But my life's been so sad and horrific that, apart from being a kind of tear-jerking TED talk, it couldn't be anything else. I have to, go and create some kind of humorous fantasy that isn't like Lord of the Rings kind of fantasy or some shizzle like that. And, I have to go there and I, torment myself in my own grey matter, going round and round, writing more and more and more material. But it's not a lot of gigs. I've barely done 50 gigs. Because, I've never had the disposable income to, propel myself all over the country, transport, etc. Just don't have a car because of all kinds of reasons, and, because I've never had the disposable income to go and do that. And I may be tricking myself saying that, stuff like quality over quantity is better. I haven't even done gig 50 yet, so I'm that, and then also. But I'm Mark Synth, or am I? The singer-songwriter that I've never been, or it's like, again, the enzyme stuff. Looping back on the enzyme stuff, and there's a music pun or joke there, or some. I'm not perfect, yeah. I didn't pop my hair out for that shot back there just then, or etc. Well, you'll know this. Chisel like that, as Enzyme, I actually managed to perform my original songs, to a living, breathing audience. Oh yeah, I did. I did, yeah. But as Mark Synth, I never performed to a live audience. I just thought it would be a good channel name for YouTube, and when I keyed it in and put it in, I didn't think I was going to get it. I thought someone would have beaten me to this, but they hadn't, and it still kind of is, and I like that, and it's inspired some other people. You can dig around and see that, and that's complicated as well, but that's a thing. And it is, yeah. But so, Mark Synth. I don't know really. It's just, as Enzyme, I never really threw myself, like I might have said, into the work. When my life went sideways, I could have I could have seriously gone into the music. I could have thrown myself in and put money into it and everything, but I didn't, because I went into comedy, and it's just, really complicated. There were a good handful of people saying that I had potential, so why didn't I? But that's just a bit of hindsight. Yeah. But am I Mark Davidson, the supposedly, or maybe even mad? A lot of people were putting forth that suggestion, but yeah, he's been called mad. I've been called mad. I know, you wouldn't think it was possible. Listen, mad, cuckoo, bananas, off my rocker. But no. And people have said to me, Mark, when you get like this, when I get like this, when I get like that, when I got like that, madness isn't tidal, doesn't come and go. I would just like to say right now that, either he's mad, either I'm mad, or he is not. I'm not. What do you all think? Put your answers in the comment section box. Go on, put your answers in there. Put your please. Put your answers in the comment section box now. I love you very much. Great, thank you. Cheers, bye. Black. And white, because of course 2019, fucking balls. And flaps. But halfway homelessness survivor, handful of suicide attempts survivor, the person who had to sleep on bin bags on a floor for 5 days and climb a mountain of wet furniture in the rain, risking a broken neck to check if hooligans who were living close by had stolen food from my fridge, his fridge, and was blackmailed over a shower with mad plumbers and dictatorial lying, blackmailing people that the government were supposedly saying were my carers, borderline parents, legal guardians, all that ding dong, swoosh, boola, and all of that, and living in absolute hell and torment and pain and beyond frustration, calling himself what he was calling himself, accidentally, messing up a Doctor Who actor and name of a Doctor Who actor wrong when it comes to surnames, that is, yeah. But and he did that. I mean, I did that because I didn't want to be the person who had been behind Mark Davidson in the queue. The person who either was the scum of the earth or made to feel like it. The person who ran away from his own name because he didn't want to be related to particular people. Some of you may know the person who was behind Mark Davidson, but if you put that particular surname in the comments after watching this video or during your surname like that, then you'll really hurt him, me. But I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be related to the adopted father who framed me for sociopathia and everything and threw me out, and I had to be, over a really stupid argument that is very, 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 very complicated. But I had to be marched out of the home that I'd been formed in through so much over a very long time, 13 years worth of creation, but not like in a religious sense, and tied to an ambulance bed and a quarter of the collective constabulary of, well, most of Sussex, but it felt like, you know, quite a lot of the southeast. I didn't want to be related to that person, even though our relationship is better now. And then, of course, you know, I'm still not done. There's more people I am. There's like a sort of very got down to the nub, got down to the root, even though it would be difficult to do given what I'm about to talk about, which is kind of scared Mark. You know, OCD, victim or embracer, which is, there's a pun or an joke there, because, you know, embracing, and picture it, and all that shenanigans and stuff like that. But, you know, the slow descent that I've kept my OCD in check. OCD that he admits to, that I admit to, and, you know, I don't have it as bad as some people say I have it, but, you know, and it has made me do and makes me do you know, all kinds of complicated things that I have explained in great detail, and things that I have only hinted at that are so disgusting. I think he thinks he thinks I think he will never get a sexual partner. I'll never get a sexual partner. With everything that was going on, and it got worse when I was going through the care and support system, which the two things the care and support system didn't do, didn't care, didn't support. But you know, the kind of area that I've kept that particular disease, you know, contained in, you know, the result, I think I deserve a medal. Again, that would be difficult, you know, pinning it on because of all the, you know, connotations. So yeah, and then moving on, there's also there's loser mark, yeah, loser mark. Yeah, was your hair hidden by the duvet again? Get some consistency in your content, you contrary Sure. If I haven't ritualistic behavioralized them into oblivion, the high parts of my voice, my unbelievably high star. If I haven't fucked them out of some kind of window, then, you know, I can continue to sit on the fence, not in a sexual way. Oh, my turn. I can continue to be in that space. To know gender at all, Focus. Yes, let's hear about loser Mark. Now. Loser Mark loses people. I lose people. I've lost people. My adopted mother of most of my life, probably the biggest portion of it, passed away in 2011 via cancer. Her age was 57, and I wasn't even an adult when that occurred. Next summer in 2012, my foster mother passed away via cancer again, and I'd only met her as a non-baby once. Then in 2018, after knowing her for about 2.5 years, my, for all intents and purposes, stepmother passed away again via cancer. She, when it comes to mother figures and their ages, so far she's the youngest, but she was 54, and on June the 15th of this year, June the 15th, 2019, my birth mother, my actual blood mother, passed away via pneumonia on one of the hottest days of the year. You know, who dies of pneumonia in the summer? And my family are unusual. Very, 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 very unusual. And then on the 8th of July, my taxi driver of 6 years, between the years of 2008 and 2014, on the 8th of July, he was taken off life support after going into a stroke-induced coma around the end of June. So I've heard. He was a brilliant character, a man unquestionably over-brimming with wisdom and stories. He'd lived a heck of a life, been captain of a massive freight boat, and had met Fidel Castro and driven musical celebrities from rock and roll to Royal Opera House, and had, I don't know, bedded more women than is potentially decent. He would have made Rick Mayles, the great Rick Mayles, say, "Whoa, steady on." Sorry, Rick. I know you're sensitive about people copying your shtick. And your shtick was legendary, so I hear. But, yeah. So, yeah. June and July for me have been death. But I've lost other things. Oh yeah, I suppose I kinda lost my adopted father when he kicked me out of the family house 5 years ago. He's still alive, and our relationship is better, but it's not the same. I've lost, well, friends. There's quite a list. I'll just try and remember everything I want to say. Most of these happened when I was quite a bit younger. There was a boy who I was trying to make friends with a long time ago, and I was unfortunately going through a bit of a phase, an unusual phase for me. I was obsessively picking my nose. I think probably eating it. I apologise if you're about to eat food eating food or have just eaten, but it really was just a phase for me. But that threw him off. Then there was another. Then there was another boy. Bye. And we were doing. We were in a gym together. We did junior gym, but kind of still Olympic level. That was quite cool. But I think I said to him a few many times that you adore you, mama, you know, and that kind of thing. And there was a boy, theatre group, and I nibbled his ear a few too many times and didn't like that. There have been a few other friendships that ended badly. You know who you are! Ah! Ah! I might be able to give a little bit of balance, which is always good. Just let the old cogs whir. Balance. Ah, yeah. No, there was a girl a few years ago who did tell me that she gave me a choice, ultimatum, that kind of shizzle, and she said that I could either continue being silly and not grow up, or grow up and have her as a girlfriend. I think it's quite obvious. I do actually think it's quite obvious if you look at the evidence around this channel and on my second channel, which I may put a link to somewhere, Richard Dawkins knows where, but yeah, it's quite obvious what I chose to do, but yeah, loser mark, and that's moi. So it's very depressing, which is why I've got my depressed beard on, you know, sort of saying to the world a very clear thing. It's my something's fucking going on facial hair, everybody. Here we are. Who am I? I'm very much having a personality crisis. And you know what? That's the title of this video. I think I have got one more little thing that I would like very much to verbalise. What you just saw there was not an act. Despite some of the major content of this video, that was the... Okay, look, I might edit out a few tiny little bits, but I'm probably going to leave in 95%. It's not an innuendo, and etc, but that despite the major content of the video, that is the realest, truest version of me that you were seeing that you don't see. But I would like you now to take in this info. If you think you have a mental illness or mental illnesses and you think you are being steamrolled by it or them, please talk to somebody. It really helps. It really genuinely helps. Therapy is amazing. It's just brilliant. And you know, suicide is such a big issue and problem. I've never had to talk to somebody about suicide, a therapist, a doctor, a nurse, Samaritans. That's not entirely true. Whilst I've never needed to talk to the Samaritans, I don't know really, I've definitely mentioned to my therapist about past experiences in the world of suicide. So, just wanted to be absolutely clear on that. I have never needed to be talked out of suicide by someone else. At times in the past, when I felt suicidal, clearly and obviously, I was always able to talk myself very much out of it. I've managed to crowbar some jokes into this, so I am going to put in the little copyright content card fandango, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and maybe more soon, but you know me. That's not a promise. Atheistic peace be with you.